What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Man, I I don't know how to start this video, but I'm just gonna dig right into it. Earlier today I recorded the video. Um, right there, nappy hair and wrinkled clothes is not a good look. That was 6 hours ago. I recorded that and I said I was going to watch a few videos on YouTube, and that's what I'm doing still. I'm watching some videos, and I came across this one video that was like a recommend video. You know what I'm saying? It was over here on the side, and so I clicked on it and I watched it. It's called the Eastern Kentucky Social Club, and it's talking about um, the mining companies, coal mining companies that was in Kentucky, and they didn't want nothing to do with unions. And during that time, there was a big problem with unions. And so what they had did was they built cities. These mining companies, they built cities. They call them model cities. To which you had housing, you had schools, you had infrastructure. They said that the better it looked, the more they could keep away unions. But for the people that they got to work the mines was so devilishly, so evilishly, so fiendishly, just it was just so fucked up. So check it. The people who opened up the mines, the coal mines in Kentucky, had other mines down in the south, like in Alabama. And so they knew exactly where they could get people to come work at their new mines. And down in Alabama, you had chain gangs. Basically, a melanated man would be arrested over some bullshit, some lies, and once he got arrested, he got put on a chain gang. Once put on a chain gang, he got rented out to different places to do manual labor. So, since people knew this, they knew that they could go down to places in Alabama or southern cities and offer melanated people, melanated men, an opportunity to get away from these cities, get away from these small towns, and come work up in Kentucky at these coal mines. Now the thing of it is that they made them deals. Basically, it's like, if we get you out of this situation, then you'll owe us a certain amount of whatever, and once you work that off, then we'll go back and get your family. Boy, that's fucked up shit. This young man right here is telling the story of how when he was 16 years old, he and his mother and siblings had to make that long trip from somewhere in Alabama up to a coal mining city in Kentucky. And he was talking about how long the trip was, the hardships on the trip, things like that. Just, it wasn't the greatest trip of all to take. But the thing of it is that the point to this video is that you got a lot of people that got a lot of stories to tell. There used to be documented interviews from ex-slaves, and I think that there was a show that was put out called Slave Narratives, and they used to show it about once every few years, and then they just stopped showing it altogether. I don't even know if they have the tapes anymore. They might have burnt the tapes, or they just locked them up so that no one else could watch them. I think it was a PBS thing. I'm not sure, but as I watch these videos, and as I watch how mayors and judges, people who deal with the law but break the law at the same time, it's just fucked up that this is where we come from in this country. And when I say we, there's a division between the haves and the have-nots. And the we that I'm talking about, are the have-nots. But what's so fucked up is that you had so many people that had positions of comfort that was just snatched from them off of the color of their skin, for reasons that people are jealous. It's just like, if you are the type of person who worked hard and you've seen somebody else doing better than you, and your heart is just full of envy and jealousy, and you have a group of people that feel the same way, it's like anything will trigger you to want to see that person. It's like, basically, I can't even say punished. It's just, you just don't want to see that person living good like that no more. It's like, and dealing with racism, it's like, man, how can you be mad? Okay, no, fuck it. Ignorance is a motherfucker. So if you don't know that your bloodline comes from another person from a different color, then you just don't know. And that makes you ignorant as fuck. Okay? You got people who don't care. You got people who don't, it's not even a conversation to them. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if you ask a person, where are you from? They'll be like, okay, if you ask a non-melanated person, where are your people from? First they might say, which city and state? A city and state that's from America. And you're like, no, but where did your roots come from before they came here? And they might tell you somewhere in Europe. And it's like, then you ask them, well, before they got in Europe, where'd they come from? And they wouldn't know. They probably wouldn't even know where the people in Europe was from. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you say history, you always have to say it slow, and you gotta break it down into 2 words. His story. And it is his story to tell in any damn way that he wants to. And that's the problem. When you talk to people They only tell you what they want you to know. The only history that they're going to tell you is his story that he wants you to know. All right, they might as well come up with a word called her story. You know what I'm saying? Her story, because she's going to do the same thing. A woman will do the same thing. When we go out here and we start trying to date people, we don't know the history of these people. We don't know where their family background comes from. We don't know, you know what I'm saying, what their family had done throughout the time of history, what their namesake had done. You might end up with somebody, let's say you're both of the same race, same color, basically. But come to find out, if you dig into each other's histories, you might have come from two sides of the fence that was warring against each other. And in turn, you might look at each other differently. So it's crazy that you got all this information out here, whether you want to believe it or not, but it's enough to make you want to dig further into history, to connect the dots and be like, yeah, damn, you know what I'm saying? We are a virus to each other. No matter if we're from the same color or not. It's sad. No, it's not even sad anymore, because it's been going on for so damn long. You know, I've said in many videos that when it comes down to slavery, I can't sit back and be entirely mad at people outside of my own color, because people, you know, Africans enslaved other Africans before they had any dealings with anybody from any other race. So you go into that whole section of life where you have people that have, and you got people who have not, who don't have shit. People don't have shit. They need to get something to sustain life, to be able to live and survive. So they got to deal with the people who have something. Or if they leave the people alone, you know what I'm saying, whoever have something, if they don't even fool with them and they go independent and, you know, they think they safe somewhere, well, eventually somebody who got something is going to come across you in your land and be like, shit, well, nobody knows you out here, so let me take what you got. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up. They're like, still, I want what you have, and you can't stop me. For whatever reason, it's in our DNA. And it's, I don't know of a descriptive word. I don't know, because when I think of one, I'm like, no, it's worse than that. When I think of another one, I'm like, no, it's worse than that. You know, it questions our whole existence of why were we created to hate each other, to want to kill each other. You know what I'm saying? You got so many people that want to do that, but then you got so many people that want to help each other, that want to love each other. You know what I'm saying? So why are we created to, you know, deal with this love and hate situation? You know what I'm saying? And then we have the free will of choice to hate who we want to hate and to love who we want to love. And then we have the whole thing of wisdom to be wise enough to know who we can love and to hate who we need to hate. You know, they got that whole serenity of give me the courage to change the things that I can, accept the things that I cannot change, and let me have the wisdom to know the difference between. And it's like, For real, for real? That's embedded in our DNA? You know what I'm saying? That's something that we really don't need to be taught. It's like once we get to a certain age, that level of intelligence is going to kick in. It's like, look at all the infants who cry when they get around certain people. You know what I'm saying? You try to hand a baby to somebody and that baby is resistant, like, hey, no, don't put me around that motherfucker. Oh no, that motherfucker ain't right. You know, the adult might be like, I wonder why my baby don't like you. You know what I'm saying? That baby has and natural radar for bullshit, you know? And it's just in our DNA. So as I watch these videos, I'm like, for real, for real? Are you fucking kidding me? You know, I'm just now downloading the movie Birth of a Nation. It's out there for people to see. All you gotta do is type it up. You know what I'm saying? It's on YouTube. And it's one of those movies where it's like, this is what non-melanated people thought about melanated people. And it was I want to say, it was a fear tactic. It's like, let's put this movie out here, make these melanated people look like jungle bunnies, so that and show that they are despicable people that can't be trusted, are no good, are willing to do, or not willing, but are capable of doing harm to us. You know what I'm saying? And they made this movie during a time that sparked up so much anger and more hatred towards the division of races. It's like the Willie Lynch letter. You know what I'm saying? It served its purpose. It's like, I found out just this year that there was a Bible, specifically a Bible to be read to slaves. And it's like, for real? You know, it's like more or less you're praising your slave owner. Your slave owner is your God type shit. You know what I'm saying? Or if it's not that, I haven't read it, so please excuse my ignorance. But it's like, you got God, then you got your slave owner. You know what I'm saying? And more likely, you know, it's your slave owner. No, let's put it like this. Your soul might belong to God, but your ass belongs to your slave owner. I think that's a perfect way of putting it. You know what I mean? So you can pray to God all you want to. They ain't gonna do nothing but make you feel good during the time when you're feeling bad. But other than that, you're gonna do what your slave master tell you to do, regardless. Or you're gonna feel the pain. And you can't pray that pain away. Think of how many people have gone through pain and asked and prayed for the pain to go away, and it just didn't. Maybe it got worse. You know what I'm saying? It make anybody want to question, why the fuck am I praying to this entity that I cannot see, this entity that cannot help me when I need to? You know what I'm saying? It's like, what if you're getting your ass whooped and you praying for help and that help doesn't come? You know what I'm saying? That's some fucked up shit to go through, man. And what's so fucked up is that you're going through it mentally, you're going through it emotionally, you're going through it physically, all at the same time. So it's a state of shock. It's a state of shock. What if someone tells you to pray and beats you at the same time to make you pray and tells you to pray louder? You know what I'm saying? What if someone is telling you to pray for freedom? It's like pray to your God and ask them to stop whooping me while they're whooping you. That's some fucked up shit. Pray for your God to stop me from cutting off your private parts. And if your God comes down and tells me specifically to stop doing it, then I'll stop doing it. Otherwise, you just fucked. To me, if you don't come from that type of history, then you might not want to know about it. Because if it was from your side of the family, or basically if somebody from your family did that to somebody else, you might not want to align yourself with that person. And that is one of the main issues that we have in this country, is that people don't want the truth to be set free. But then for everybody who come across a bit of truth, a bit of facts, what can we do with it? People like me, we share as much of it as we can with somebody else, but what am I actually doing with this? I'm basically just spreading gossip. I can't take it to a senator. I can't take it to the press. I can't take it to the news. I can't take it to anybody that writes rules and make change with it. There's nothing I could do with it besides gossip about it. And it's fucked up. Now, mind you, the government takes stats. This government takes notes. They know what's going on in each city and state. They know. They know. They have always known. I'll put it like this. One way or another, they know. You got people who are sent to all places on this continent, in this country, just to take note of what's going on in that location and report back to the division or the company that they work for. You know what I'm saying? So you got to believe that the government knows what's going on. Now, if you had the power to make change, wouldn't you look at the numbers and make change off of whatever really makes sense to make change off of? You know what I'm saying? It's like, if whatever your main scheme is depends on the stats to look like this, or stats that are higher than stats that are lower, whatever, you're going to go with the stats that you need. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you're going to win with that. Let's put it like this. If you got a baseball team and you're looking for somebody who's going to hit home runs, well, you're going to send somebody out to different baseball fields to look for home run hitters. And you're going to send the message back to your boss and be like, I found so many home run hitters in so many cities and states, and I'm going to send you their name, their location, and I'm going to move on. and that government, I mean that company or business is going to send somebody else to all those home run hitters to whisper sweet nothings in their ear to get them to relocate to the team that they want them to play for, to hit those home runs for. So that's what I'm talking about. The government knows what's going on, and when it comes down to the years of industrial discovery, when they needed the industries to fund the way to help out the efforts in wars, the different wars that they were in, they're going to be on the side of the industry, and they're going to look away at the problems, or look away from the problems, because they're like, the problems don't mean shit as long as we're getting our product. Same thing in the 80s with the crack epidemic. The government needed money, so as long as somebody was selling the crack and keeping that money in circulation, the government was getting that money and using it for different war efforts in different places. So I mean, the government knows what's going on. Nowadays, dealing with technology, you got bots, you got things within the websites, web pages that target different words, and people that they get tired of. If certain people get tired of hearing certain people talk about certain issues, then they get rid of those people one way or another. And without killing somebody, like if somebody gets tired of me talking the shit that I talk, then they'll just remove my page. And they'll be like, well, you didn't read our terms of policy correctly. You know what I'm saying? Basically, if you wasn't smart enough to have a lawyer on your side to go through our terms and conditions, then we got you, and your channel's gonna be removed, and there's nothing that you could say, because in order to get your channel started, you had to accept our terms and conditions. So we got you. You know what I'm saying? So one way or another, somebody's taking notes, and somebody knows what's going on, and they have the power to shut down anybody who does not have the power. And so as I watch these videos, I'm looking at all the people who had power positions and how they manipulated other people to provide them with labor in order to produce a product for cash flow. And no matter what, it's like, no matter if you die or not, fine, fuck you. I got somebody I can replace you with. You know, it's like, before people go to war with each other, you gotta remember that we're really on the same side, because we're being used just the same, and they're going to pit us against each other, because it's better for us to fight each other than for us to team up together to fight them. For me, you know, I'm passionate about this shit, yes, but I can't get mad at the shit like I want to get mad at the shit. I can't get emotional about the shit like I want to get emotional about the shit. Because there is no, um, there hasn't been an answer to this. You know, when I think about people creating their own communities, I have to think about hope. And when I think about hope, I gotta think about the fact that people have this, they have this hunger to break people's hope. And it's crazy that it's like that. You know what I'm saying? They'll go to work and get paid to break somebody, to break somebody's spirit. They're like, it's better that it happens to you happen than to let it happen to me. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, man, fuck it. It's like when, what is that, ASPCA? You know, the animal rights people, when they investigate them dog kennels, you know, and they gotta send in moles just to get the inside scoop of what's going on. And people, you know, those moles actually come up missing. They get killed. You know what I'm saying? Just for getting information on the inside, from the inside of a kennel, in order to get a kennel closed down. Things like that. You know, so it's like, no matter what, when somebody wants to get information, let's say they want to get information about a community that is thriving, they're going to send somebody to go through your initiation, you know what I'm saying, to be qualified, to live within that community. And all they're going to do is fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it, fake it enough to where they can get all the information they need to get in order to bring that community down. And when they can't find information, then their job is to create bad business. They, you know what I'm saying, to create issues, to create bad blood between people. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up, man. It's really fucked up. So I'm watching this shit and I'm trying to share it with other people. You know, I may not get a lot of views on my video, but at the end of the day, you know, I could be watching any other video right now. I could be playing one of my video games. I could be watching, you know, some animated cartoons, DC or Marvel. You know what I'm saying? Something that keeps me from thinking about what's going on in the world. I don't like watching the news because I know that the news is only reporting 0.2%. I don't even want to give the news any credit. You know, they're only reporting so much of what's going on, to which I believe that every day somebody's being killed, every day someone's being raped. When I say someone, I'm talking about a man or a woman is being raped. Someone is being done wrong in some kind of way. And there's not enough time to report all of it. There's not enough. You know what I'm saying? There's really not enough. And, or there's not enough time in a day to report everything that has happened in your local area. Car accidents, other petty crimes, someone getting robbed, someone let's say somebody getting a flat tire. It could be the good news. Someone getting a flat tire and somebody else actually stopping to assist that person on the side of the road. It could be good news. You know what I'm saying? But there's not enough time in a day to report all of this news. Now I could be watching all this other shit that's on YouTube. I could be sitting up here spreading the news on any one of these videos. I could be taking the time to I'm trying to say, commit this to my spirit, to my soul. But this shit is irrelevant to me. As I'm looking at these thumbnails, this clickbait, I'm like, yo, this shit is irrelevant. You know what I'm saying? Especially to me right now. It is. Now, there's going to come a time, sometime today, tonight, or whatever, that I'm going to want to watch, maybe some National Geographic, something dealing with, some animals, maybe a video that's like, can you not laugh about, for 10 minutes or whatever, something like that, or the funny things the animals do, you know what I'm saying, something like that, or what is this? 1963 special report, white northerners confronted with Negroes. See, that right there caught my attention more than anything else that I was scrolling down. So I'm like, YouTube will, take note of the things that I like to watch, and they'll put these videos on here, saying, yeah, we know that, we can recommend these videos, and this might attract your attention to this shit right here. But it's like, nah, you don't know me like that. You don't know me like that. You really don't know me like that. You might think that I watched something similar to this recently, but nah, you don't know me like that. You really don't. So it's like, stop trying. You know what I'm saying? Really, for real. Stop trying. So it's like, man, like, look at this. Look at this clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Somebody doing a reaction video, and it's like, what is it? What they just captured in Africa shocks the whole world. And you got a bunch of people with their head buried in the sand and their asses up in the air. What is that going to do for me? Nothing. They got Jerry Springer on the Breakfast Club. That's not going to do shit for me right now. Right now, where my head is at, nah, that's not going to do shit for me. Right now, what I'm going to be comfortable with is organizing some music. Yeah. I DJ on Second Life, which is this right here. This is Second Life. It's a 3D platform, PC platform. When I say 3D, I mean exactly 3D. You got objects that you can look, all the way around them. You know what I'm saying? From the front side to the back side, to the top side, to the underside. You can see through them. You know what I'm saying? It's a place where you can be creative. A place where you can communicate with other people. If you got family that you just can't visit in real life, well, you come on here, and you create your avatar that you want to represent you, and you meet up with the people that you want to talk to, and it's kind of like FaceTime. You know what I'm saying? Right now, of course, my name is Podrey, but I DJ on here when I want to. This is a piece of what we will call property. You pay rent on it monthly or weekly, and there's just so many different things that you can do. There's different groups that you can join. They're like spam groups, and there's so many people on here doing so many different things at the same time that when you get connected, or when you join these spam groups, they'll show you, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's going to advertise what's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's like, today at 3 o'clock, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. You know what I'm saying? And you'll get a notice to let you know that that's what's going to happen. There's a lot of people who sing. There's bands on here. There's other poets. There's a lot of DJs. There's a lot of clubs. If you like horseback riding, there's places on here where, even though you're not horseback riding, you can get this, and you can get the simple pleasure of controlling a horse and making it do what you want it to do, as if you were doing it in real life. There's older people who can't move around like they used to when they were younger. They get on here, and with the click of a few buttons, it's like, let's say I couldn't walk, so I press this button, boom, my avatar is walking. You know what I'm saying? And maybe I want to do something in real life, but I can't do it, so I'll come on here on Second Life and do it. Let's say I'm not able to talk. Well, yeah, let's say I'm unable to talk. You can type to people on here and say everything that you want to say. Or let's say you talk too fucking much. You know what I'm saying? And that's all you want to do. Well, you can get your headset and your microphone and get on here and talk with people. These little pop-ups that's popping up over here. Like, this is a group for DJs. DJs for hire. I have my own land that I can DJ from, but if I wanted a job to go DJ somewhere else to get paid from somebody, then I can go to this group right here and, look for the different clubs that are hiring. So Second Life it's a hobby. For some people, it's a lifestyle. There's always the argument of, is Second Life a game, or is it a way of life? And, a lot of people look at it in a lot of different ways. It's been out for like since 2003. You got Facebook, people who own Facebook or whatever the hell, they're trying to come out with a metaverse, and it's like, that's not a metaverse. This is a metaverse. You know what I'm saying? I laugh because I think about people on here. They'll get on the microphone and they'll talk so, they'll be like, I'm gangster. Don't let me find out where you live. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but you're a gangster playing dress me up with an avatar to make sure your avatar is looking gangster. So what's really gangster about that? You know what I'm saying? I can understand if a dude never, like Like if he had an avatar, it never changes clothes, and be like, I'm so gangsta, I don't change clothes. You know what I'm saying? But you got dudes on here that talk so much shit. They like, I'm pimping these females. I got, you know what I'm saying, I got 3 or 4 females that want to be with me. You know what I'm saying? And behind these avatars, you got people who control them from computers at home. So, man, you know what I'm saying, the human nature is still here, but it's an escape. And that's the only reason why I mention it. And since I DJ, I'm constantly looking for music, and I'm going to be a DJ that plays music to where no one is calling themselves or anyone else the N word or the B word. I don't care about any of the cuss words. You know what I'm saying? As long as they're not calling themselves or somebody else the N word or the B word. You know what I'm saying? And then I have to be careful about, you know, a song that's been cleaned up, because Alexa, stop. Because some people cut the music, you know, cut out the N word, and it'll be like, you eesh. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a sound that comes in there to fill in the space for the N word or the B word, and it sounds crazy as hell. And it's like, I don't want that. And then you got some people that know how to cut it real cleanly to where the flow is just right then and there. You wouldn't even think that the person was trying to say the N word or the B word. It'd be like, all you want to sit back and do this and that and this and that. You know, the gap is lessened. You know what I'm saying? There's a very small gap in there. And you wouldn't think that somebody was going to put, all you niggas want to do this and that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of work to put into finding music to DJ with. And at the same time, I have to be aware that there's new music coming out every day as well. So not only am I collecting old good music, but I gotta keep my ear out for good new music, to which is kind of hard because I don't like a lot of the shit that's being played now. There's a lot of R&B shit that is cool, but the crazy thing about it is somebody could have a bomb ass song, but somewhere towards the end, someone would drop the N word or B word. And I'm like, yeah, damn it, you fucked up the song. I can't even use this now. You know what I'm saying? Wait all the way to the end, and it's like, damn, now you want to drop the word? Oh, that's crazy. But back to the topic of this, it's like, man, we got a lot of history. And there's a lot of stories to be told. But I don't think there's enough people that want that information. And even if there was enough people that got the information, it's like, what could we do with that information? And the only thing that I could think of is to bond together, work together, so that way we don't need any city or state assistance, and we secure ourselves with knowledge and wisdom in order to protect ourselves from outsiders. You know what I mean? It's like knowing your rights to be able to keep yourself segregated from the bullshit. So that's the reason why I'm making this video right here. You know, I'm all about peace and harmony. And when I'm running across these videos, I still have this video to watch. I still have this video to watch. I still have this video to finish. So that's 3 videos. And like I say, I'm downloading. Um, okay, it's done. The Birth of a Nation, and I just wanna. I don't know. I gotta balance. I gotta balance out my spirit in some kind of way, and I'm gonna do that. I might watch some gamers play a few of the games that I like to watch or whatever. But it's like right now I'm not feeling depressed. It's just that I'm not overwhelmed. I'm not underwhelmed. It's just one of them things where when you know that it's out there, you really don't need to be reminded that it's out there. But there's nothing wrong with checking out what had happened. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. There's certain things that I couldn't watch that I wouldn't want to force myself to watch. But the things that I do watch, I'm glad I do watch it. The videos and that I try to share with anybody that will listen. I'm like, yo, it's up to you to make the choice of what you do with the information that I'm trying to share with you. On this channel here, I'm not trying to fill your mind with any extra bullshit. And when I say extra bullshit, meaning you're going to end up hearing some bullshit today. You're going to see some bullshit today. You might even say some bullshit today. You know what I'm saying? One way or another, there's going to be some bullshit around you. You know what I mean? And when you come to my channel, you know what I'm saying, it's not my job to plant more bullshit into your thoughts. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping that you will grow with me. You know what I'm saying? And we could find a way to get through the rest of our lives, in this pursuit of happiness, and be balanced out, you know what I'm saying, be wise, be knowledgeable, and share the wisdom and the knowledge that we gain, and try to find some peace in that, I guess. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I want you to have a good day. I want you to have a good night. I want you to have a good morning. Peace.